Hi, and welcome to another Azure Everyday video. My name is Daniel Taylor, Principal Consultant here at Pragmatic Works, and today I wanted to share with you something I found out about managed instances that was really cool, really fun. Bit frustrating, but that's why I want to share it with you. So about a month ago or 2 months ago, I shared with you that Azure Managed Instances should be coming out anytime. About a week or two after that video was posted, Azure Managed Instances was released into preview. So all of us are excited to deploy a managed instance. If you get to that point and you're ready to deploy one, I just want to give you a little bit of heads up of what's going to happen when you first deploy your managed instance. So here you can see I have a managed instance resource group. And inside this resource group, you can see I have a bunch of resources that have been deployed to it. Before we get into that though, I want to go back here and I want to click add. And I'm going to pretend that I'm going to add another Azure Managed Instance. Let's search for that. Right here on the top. The issue with doing demos live and typing, but see here you can see we have our Azure Managed Instance in preview. We're going to go ahead and we're going to select create. Now, something I didn't see the first time I deployed this, and it's just something that's silly that I just wanted to share with you, but I felt crazy once I did it, but I felt better after I went back and saw this. So here you can see down at the bottom of the screen, and on my original screen, I did not see this. So right here, for the first instance in a subnet, deployment can typically take over 24 hours. I did not see that the first time, so I have some issues within my environment that I'll talk about in another video. But let's go back to let's just hit cancel out of this. Let's go back to our deployment. And something I want to show you, which I find very interesting, as you can see here, I had three succeeded deployments to this particular resource group within my Azure subscription. Let's click on that real quick. Let's look what's in there. You can see here I had a virtual network deployment, I had a route table deployment, and then inside there you could see I had my managed instance deployment. So let's talk a little bit more about that. You saw on that screen, on the create screen, and you don't get that little warning if you were to do that through a JSON template, an ARM template and deploy that way, which is kind of how I missed that also through the first one. So if you're doing this through some sort of ARM template, through PowerShell or CLI, executing through PowerShell or CLI, you won't get this warning. But let's look over here real quick. This is what I found interesting. This is not an error. It's not a rounding error. But here you can see we had our SQL Server Managed Instance. It sure enough did deploy, and look at that. 1 day, 13 hours, and 3 minutes. So you're going to ask yourself, Dan, why am I going to deploy this if it's going to take that long? Because of all the benefits that Azure Managed Instances provide us. It's SQL Server without having to worry about the OS, without having to worry about patching. So yes, even though you need to wait for 1 day, 13 hours, and 3 minutes to deploy, and well, 29 seconds, but we won't count the 29 seconds. Even though you have to wait that long, the benefits well outweigh how long you have to wait for this first deployment. Things are going to get better. It's in preview. Give Microsoft a little bit more time for this to bake in. I'm really excited about this service that they're providing to us. This is Daniel Taylor, Principal Consultant, Pragmatic Works, with another Azure Everyday video.